And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I can't believe it's Monday already. Where did the time go?
This weekend flew. It feels like, I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I know I had 13 people in my house yesterday and it was raining. So we were all on top of each other in my common area. And then it was nighttime.
Yes. And Gina and I, just so you know, are curbing our Game of Thrones conversation until we make sure you all, and we won't share it live until you all have seen it. So this is very difficult for us. We didn't have enough time to talk this morning. We are very upset, just so you are. All know.
Very upset. Very upset.
Okay. Just had to get that out there. So good morning, Sharon. We have Sharon live with us. Now I got bombarded with questions this weekend. Sharon actually had a whole entire list. I love having team members who are in the growing their business stage because they're so excited and they have so much to learn. And then I had 112 messages, like private Facebook messages that people were sending me all weekend long. And Gina, no, I'm not kidding, 112, because my husband helped me type them all up.
Wow.
So I am really excited that you are all enjoying this so much and have so many questions for us to really learn and dive in with us. And I hear a noise that somebody joined us and then there's no joining. Okay, well, we'll figure that out in a minute. So one of our first questions that we have this morning on this beautiful Monday is how can you get sales from Facebook ads with a $100 monthly ad budget? And this is from Bethany. So the answer, Bethany, is a $100 budget really isn't that bad. And it's a lot of ad strategists will say, no, you needed to spend $300 minimum. Okay, so for great traction and getting mega sales and for the best option, yes, $300 budget minimum really is needed. However, that being said, a $100 budget, you can actually do a lot with it. And I also have found that almost all of our customers that I'm recently doing ads for, you really are better off not using Facebook ads at all, investing it in Instagram promotions or investing it in Pinterest. Pinterest is one of the easiest places to sell, get traction to your website, everything. Again, second biggest search engine in the world. So keep that in mind. $100 though, Facebook, you can do it. You just have to keep your audience super small. Don't have a broad audience. Don't try to reach everybody that you want to reach. Pick one or two targets and just go after one or two targets at a time. This is a very, very slow way to do it. You're not going to grow your audience. You're not going to get a lot of interaction off of it, but it will be a better quality ad, and the quality of leads that you do get will be better if you're picking a hyper target that you're aiming at.
That's actually a really good point that I just want to drive home for people. Everybody always gets in a hurry to get a large audience or to make a lot of sales. And that it almost always comes back to bite them. Like I know there are some major, like not major, but like larger people in the coaching world that use Instagram bots to grow their Instagram super fast, and they end up not getting quality people following them. So it's people that aren't necessarily really interested in what they have to say, or they're not making really any sales off of them. So if you start small, you're much more likely to find people that are like with us, like we've started very, very tiny. And by starting small with what we're doing, like the podcast radio show, we have been pleasantly surprised at the response to it. And I think it's because we've started smaller. So just kind of pay attention to what Danielle was saying with, if you start small and work your way out, you'll see better quality than you will quantity, because that's really what you want to do with your business. Is it's always quality over quantity. Always, 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 always.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me of that. You have to, you really, really, really have to, if you have small budgets to work with or no budget to work with, you have to be super methodical about everything you do. So, Sharon, only if you have a blog with Pinterest will Pinterest work though, right? No, you don't have to have a blog at all. Pinterest is a really good balance of 50% of your own things and 50% of others. You can create pins for Pinterest, pointing back to your Facebook posts. You can point them to your Instagram posts. You can point them to a YouTube channel. You don't have to point it at a website. So there's so much that you can do with Pinterest that people don't realize and people don't really utilize very well at all. So I really, 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 really suggest that you expand your reach with your Pinterest. Some of our Pinterest goes to Facebook posts. It goes to our YouTube videos. It doesn't go to our website at all. So you don't necessarily have to have a super active blog to do that. And on that note, talking about super active blogs, somebody's like, well, I have to be creating new content for my blog. I have a potential client that I've been going through, and no, you don't. You don't have to every day or every week be creating a new blog post. You could have 20 is a really good target to end up. You could have 20 blog posts on your website. That's it, period, 20. And once you build up those 20 and get all 20 in, you can keep recycling those and keep reusing them for blog or social media posts, keep reusing them on Pinterest, changing up some wording, changing up graphics. You could keep reusing those till the dying day, honestly. I suggest that actually the best option is to really try to do about 20 a year. And I actually have a client that hires me once a year. I do 20 blog posts for her. I deliver them January 1st. And I'm so happy that I have a full team that I could pass these off on, because Gina knows I was going crazy in December finishing those all up. Because 20 blog posts, we do 120 social media posts based on those blog posts, and we do 100 pins for Pinterest, and I hand them all to her on January 1st, and I walk away and I don't touch her again until next year. She is signed up now. This will be year number 3 coming up in 2020 that I've done these for her, and she gets so much traction out of them. And that's all I do. And that's really, when you think about that in terms of your own business, that's not that hard.
No, because I was thinking, because Danielle and I, we've been talking, and you can actually, and this is just the hyper planner in me. So you could actually, because everybody knows the first quarter of any year is kind of dead, because you've got tax season that's coming up. Your people are closing out, the final year, at least in the corporate world, it is. And that's kind of where Danielle and I like to live. We still live with one foot over here, one toe over here, and one toe over here, right? And you can sit down and do all of your content for your entire year in the first quarter, because you could do, like Danielle said, you could do 20 blog posts a year, or you could just do 12, just as long as you're reusing them. And that's one hunkin' post per month. You can record all of your, if you did a weekly video tip or whatever, you could record all of that. You could knock it all out in the first 3 months of the year and get yourself set up and ready to go with all of your content and all of your marketing and everything that you need for a whole year in 90 days. Think about that. Think about that for a second. How much time would you have in your year if you knew that all of your marketing and everything was up and ready to go, and all you had to do was find new ways to recycle it? Reduce, reuse, recycle, you guys.
And I preach this all the time. And I actually was talking to another social media strategist. And she's like, I never thought about this is such a good idea. She said, because really your core posts, and I call them pillar posts, your pillar posts for your business are always going to be pretty much the same unless you have a drastic change. And then obviously it kind of, in your rebranding, you have to rethink those core posts. And really having 120 core posts for your year, and you're switching them up and using so many a week, you change the graphics every time you use the core posts, but those core posts are always going to be the same. And then you can at least get about half your posts a week done without having to think about them. Think about just taking half of your posts out of your brain and not having to worry about them. Take it off your task list and you're done. How easy and how much less stress does that give you in your business?
I mean, like me, and I will admit to this, I am a minimalist through and through when it comes to work, my house. It doesn't matter. Like, what is the most streamlined way to be able to get things done and move things forward? And this has been one of my favorite things that Danielle has started introducing. You couldn't hear that, could you?
Yes, I could.
Shiner graces with her. Yeah, Shiner, the pig dog graces with her presence again. But this is something that Danielle, like, I love creating content. That's like that is actually a very little known fact about me. People mostly think that I actually enjoy like processes and procedures and like being super stiff. And that's not what it is. I actually genuinely enjoy creating content. And this was something that when I heard Danielle talking about pillar posts and all of that, that I was really excited for, because also like anybody, they'll run into like a writer's block or a creator's block, right? Like it's going to happen. So, but when you go in and you start finding ways to like reuse your pillar posts, like it gets the creative juices flowing all over again. You can't suffer from writer's block for more than a couple of days by using this method that I would like to say that Danielle pretty much has coined and created herself. Like you can't. So just keep that in mind as well, is you're not going to hit a creation wall when you're constantly out talking to people, doing your work, and then looking for different ways to reuse what you already have. It's very hard to not keep that creative flow going. Like it's very, very hard.
Well, and that's part of what DG marketing is based around. We do profit strategy. Mm-hmm. And part of a really good profit strategy is going through everything you've ever done and taking a look how to reuse it, because you can't, as a busy business owner, and I will say that this is something I see on Facebook groups all the time that makes me laugh. I'm a 6-figure business owner and I do this and I closed a $30,000 contract here, da, 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 da. And then you'll notice if you watch these people, they're creating brand new content. Can you beta this for me? And can you beta that for me? And I need somebody to test this because I released 12 new courses this week. And I'm thinking one particular person, and Gina and I have had a conversation about this person about 900 times, that is creating this every single week in her business. Let me tell you.
Oh God, it drives me crazy.
As somebody who has clients and are heading towards these mega $500,000 a year clients, you have no time for that.
You don't have time to be doing that. If you're I could rant right now.
So no, I'm trying not to. So I was talking to Brittany Moffitt, and Brittany Moffitt has Content Creation Academy, and that she changed her.
She's so good.
She is so amazing. She so creates a lot of our content, just so you know. And her and I were talking this weekend. She'd go like, "Did you see so and so and so?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "I'm a busy business owner. I ain't got no time for that." And so she sent me the meme that I ain't got time for that. Her and I probably spent 10 minutes laughing at each other, but it's so true. So the funny thing is Brittany creates tons of our content and does a bunch of things for us. And I do the same thing for Brittany on the back end. I don't write her content because nobody can write quite like Brittany does, but I do a lot of her some back end stuff for her because neither of us have time to do those things for our own businesses. That's a busy business owner. That is a business owner that you want to follow. You want to go after. Those business owners tend to be the ones that are really good at what they do. Brittany is so busy right now. It is so amazing to watch her business grow. She is one of our sponsors here, and we've kind of sort of mentioned them a little bit. We don't have that all done because our website isn't up yet, but she knows what she is doing. She's always on the ball with her content and doesn't have
super
time.
Professional too. Shout out Brittany, you're so good. We love you.
Yes, we do love Brittany. And Brittany is part of our team. And
yes,
she's an award-winning writer. I mean, there's a lot to working with somebody like that and making sure that you're following the right people online. There's so many fake people online, and that's a completely different rant that Gina and I have with each other constantly.
We'll get to that one day, trust me.
Instagram influencers, we'll get to that life at some point. But really pay attention to those that are not saying, I have a 6-figure business. Anybody who says that BS, bye-bye. And if that's what they're focusing on, then I don't want to be dealing with that either, because even if they are earning those 6 figures, that is the focus of their life and not.
Yeah. Like if somebody is honed in on 6 figures this and 6 figures that, number one, they're faking it till they make it. They're using that as a marketing tactic to get to that 6 figures, which pretty slick if you don't, but I still think it's crap. But then they're also like, that is their only focus, is making money. And like, while yes, that is why we're in business. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would like my family, this is the first time they were at my house and I was bringing them into my office and I was like, this is where I will make my first million, like, so of course we're in business to make money, but without people and only being concerned with money, is your business has an expiration date on it already.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind, you guys. Like, if all you're worried about and concerned with is making money, you're gonna you're tanking your business right out the gate, because that's your only focus and that's all that you're cared about. You're not worried about delivery. You're not worried about, without people, your business will crumble. Your business you have to serve. Your business has to be service focused and have a servant's heart. That's why you're here. And if your only concern is just being able to go hire, now VAs are the new Louboutins. I've been saying that for the past year. Like, everybody wants a VA and wants an assistant because it shows that they've made it. I have an assistant. And, like, it was the same with Louboutin, a BMW, Mercedes, like a Coach bag, a Gucci, all of that. Like, they're all worried about presenting as something that is not going to last. It has no substance. And you want to make sure that your business has substance. So make sure the people you're following have substance.
But can I say, we have an assistant and it's the most amazing thing ever. Okay.
But we worked our way to get there, and that wasn't, that was never, like, our focus wasn't on, of course, everything that we've been doing in our business we've been concerned with creating for other, like, bringing in jobs for other people. Like, yes, that has been our concern, but it was the idea of giving women a choice. And we weren't just trying to get to this point of, I have an assistant now. Like, we got to the point where we're like, we should probably talk to somebody, because we've been doing everything by ourselves.
Yes.
So just want to throw that out there. We practice what we preach, you guys.
Yes, we do. Very much so.
Very
okay.
much so.
So I'm going on to a next question. So Bethany's next question is, can you please demystify IG stories? There's no mystery here, people. IG stories are super simple. You do IG stories, your regular feed gets more views. Period. That's it. That's the mystery. So do IG stories. And IG stories should be done at least once a day, if not more. I have a client, and we don't do her IG, but I was talking to her the other day, and she was doing a new story every hour. She went, and it's a brand new IG account. She is an IG influencer. She's had an IG account for a long time. Gina has to go deal with her puppies. And so she started a brand new IG account for something new she's doing. And she started doing IG stories, one every hour. She only did them for 3 days. And she went from 0 followers to 6,000 followers. And do you want to know how many posts she has on her feed? Like 5. So stories, people. Stories are how you grow your Instagram at this point. They're the first thing. Instagram wants people to interact with the story, so they put them front and center right there for you. How much priority does doing IG stories give your post? I don't want to say it gives them priority, but it does, because it's really obvious. I mean, they say it doesn't matter. Like if you read IG stuff, Instagram stuff, they say they don't matter, but they do. At this point, I don't have any real like data for you on it, but all of us that do Instagram and our strategists know that you can really, really grow fast by using stories. Your feed gets more views. Just do stories and use them as highlights, and also use them as highlights at the top of your feed. It just fills out your feed and makes it look really good, but you only can do that with a business account. Just keep that in mind. So that it's a big deal. So, and yes, you can grow Instagram very, very quickly with the strategy. I mean, and my one client, that's not the only person I've heard that happening with over the last 6 months. So be careful. Though I've noticed that my Instagram feed, I'll have days where I get absolutely no interaction on something. And then the next day, I'll get a ton of interaction on like the last 10 posts. So IG has been a little bit funky lately. They're not saying that they've made any changes, but I swear to you, they've made changes. And there are actually Facebook groups where those of us that are strategists complain to each other about this stuff. So we've all been complaining about it for like the last month. So don't ask me why or what's changing, but it very much has.
They're monkeying with something in the background again.
Yes, they are. And they won't admit to it until it's done.
Yep.
Just do stories. Yep. Exactly, Latoya. Just do stories. It's the name of the game. And it will help. Right now, I've got 2 partner clients that we're bringing on, and you will start hearing about GigaBrainiac a ton more too. They're a sponsor of the show, as well as we're partnering with them on a whole bunch of stuff. As soon as we're done here this morning, 9 a.m. until God knows what time today, we're going to be on with Micaiah from GigaBrainiacs. Thank you, Latoya, because this is all Latoya's fault, let me tell you. And we have to finish up the RBB Morning Show website, finishing up the Be Boss Girl website with her. We're talking about a couple of client sites that we're doing with her coming up. And we have a huge partnership contract that we're starting to negotiate. And that's all. Gina and I are going to be on the phone with Micaiah a long time today, which is really awesome and amazing. We're enjoying. I was working with Micaiah yesterday. Yes, we were working on Mother's Day and having a ball doing it.
Yeah, we were working like via Facebook Messenger. We were working together over the weekend too. I was helping her with some stuff. So, and she's fun.
Oh, cool. So you were working with her on something else.
We were all working together, and Latoya and I share the same affinity for GIFs. So,
and I was making.
Oh no, Micaiah, Latoya, I haven't really got to talk to yet, but I'm going to. By the way, Latoya, we're going to be friends too.
Yes, Latoya, you have no choice. You're stuck with us. So we will be talking about a lot of the GigaBrainiacs and how that's developing and what we're doing with that. And I think some of that's going to be really interesting because both GigaBrainiacs and the other partnership that I can't quite mention yet because we don't have all of our partnership contract stuff worked out. Once we start doing that, they don't have much of a social media following. So I'll be showing those to you guys and working through them and building their following and kind of using them as a case study for all of you on the morning show. So you could really see how to grow something very, very quickly.
And Danielle's going to use me as a case study as well, because I shut down all of my social media towards the beginning of this year. And if you guys so choose to want to get to know me as well, we will be firing all mine back up, but it'll be all like new accounts. And Danielle will be using me as a case study as well.
So we are going to use, Gina is going to be a personal account and stay a personal account. We're not going to turn her into business anything. Her Facebook, everything. We're going to be really changing and turning her own into her own personal brand. I have my own personal branding. I am Danielle, the Rockstar CEO. The Rockstar stuff, apparently, and that's very apparent. Oh, and I am so excited. I was given the opportunity for in my area, and Gina thinks I'm so weird, to sponsor it's called the United Artists Foundation here in the Rochester, and there's a huge a band event in September, and I am a corporate level sponsor, and I get to do a lot of work for them, and I'm going to be doing some marketing for them as well. And music is my life, so I'm very, very excited it's a body art and music festival. Very excited. I won a free tattoo by donating too, so I don't quite know to do that because I can't have a tattoo. So we might be bringing Gina up for everything so she can get a tattoo.
Ridiculous, you guys. My left arm needs some love.
We have so much going on. Okay, so there are some people, Sharon says, that say that a personal account gets better engagement than a business account on IG. What do you say? So I've seen a ton of data. I have clients on both sides. There are reasons that personal accounts get a little more interaction. And it's not the fact that it's a personal account or a business account. It's the fact that somebody treats a personal account personally. They have more personal stuff there that is authentic. And when I say authentic, you do get your IGs, and IG is one of the worst places for this. The IG, the Instagram life posts, you get that. But somebody on a personal account tends to be more real in what they're sharing. And on a business account, they think they have to share business information more. And they'll throw their personal posts in there every once in a while, but it's not predominantly personal. When you're a small business, now DG Marketing, do not look at DG Marketing's IG like this, because it is not a personal account. It is very much a business account. It needs to be treated as such. It's a corporate business account. And you will see a little bits about Gina and I here and there, but hardly at all. It really isn't much of that. So this is not one. My Danielle Rockstar CEO is a business account, but it's treated as my personal account. I get more interaction there than I do on the DG Marketing, because people want to get to know me, who I am, what I do. That's it's an important distinction when you're doing that. Now, if you do that on a personal account and you're very businessy on your personal account, it's not going to go well for you. You're not going to get as much interaction on a business account as you do on a personal, and sharing that personal information. And there's a lot of strategies, and I'm working through with Sandra right now, getting her IG moving and things like that, of sharing personal stories. People, if you are a small business solopreneur, share personal stuff. There is a strategy behind it, but there's no difference between a business account and a personal account as far as what IG prioritizes for what you get or what you don't get. And Instagram has come out and said that about 9,000 different ways, 9,000 different times. So I really tend to believe that. And I will see when somebody treats their business account like a personal account, you get a lot more interaction than a business account that's treated like a business account. So it's what you're showing and what you're using for content, not the fact that it's a business account. Now, business account is the greatest thing ever, because I know if my hashtags are doing well, what hashtags are doing well, where my content is where my followers are coming from, what they like, what they're sharing, you get a lot more analytics, and you can't get that any other way. And yes, you can do a personal account with like Tailwind, but you still don't get as great information as you do by having a business account on IG. And if you are a manager, a social media manager, it has to be a business account, because clients do not see your value unless you can show them numbers. You can't show them numbers on a personal account, period. Just don't do it. And don't be willing to do it. It's just, it saved you heartache in the end. Trust me. So we need to finish up because it is a Monday. I don't want to go too long today. We've been on for about 33 minutes or so.
We're kind of waking up, you guys. Mondays are hard.
Mondays are hard, but I'm actually super, super, super excited about this week. So I've been awake since 4:30 and moving. I'm on my third cup of coffee.
Just not a morning person. I try, but I just don't know.
I
try.
Sorry, Gina. I am. Actually, I don't sleep much person. That's my problem.
Yeah.
So it is Monday. So I want you today to focus on what is your biggest success going to be for this week. What is your huge, huge success? Follow us here on Facebook Live. Pop in your comments of what your biggest success is going to be for this week. Go over to YouTube, leave a comment on the video there. The video will be up probably in the next half hour or so. Share with us. We want to know what your business biggest success is going to be this week. Because remember, we're all about RBB, rise, become, and be.
The more you guys do that, and I'm just dropping this on Danielle right now here. So welcome to actually watching Danielle and I interact. The more you guys drop stuff with us, drop wins, drop all that on Fridays when we're wrapping up the week, we'll shout them out. Like, so everybody in the community can celebrate with you. So drop your wins, drop what you're shooting for this week. You know, like we're gonna, because we'll call it out on the show. We'll talk about it. We're gonna encourage you. Everybody's gonna jump in and be right behind you. So,
and we will be, again, coming back to our RBB life, the rise, become be. We will be focusing on our followers and calling you out and sharing your business and speaking with you. We will eventually start doing interviews with some of you, those of you are super active with our community. So you have a real opportunity here to reach others. So share with us. We really want to be part of your business life. We are here to support you. If you ever have questions, come back to our Facebook videos, go over to our YouTube channel, ask questions. We're happy to answer the questions. We do have every alert set up for everything so that Gina and I know when somebody asks a question everywhere. We want to be here for you guys. Our purpose here is to support you and help your businesses rise and become what you want them to be.
Good luck this morning, Sharon. She has a discovery call.
Good luck. You need to focus on what you're good at and not try to do everything. Yeah. I have a hard time with that.
That's a conversation for another day. And if you want, we can talk about it tomorrow, because this is something that I very much preach to people. Like, coming from the OBM world, this was something that I had to basically coach clients through all the time. So we can talk about that tomorrow.
Okay, everybody, have a good day. We will see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Eventually, we will switch over to our RBB Facebook page, but we're going to stick here to the Be Boss Girl for a little while longer. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Remember to rise, become, and be everything. Bye-bye.